Well, happy Monday, everybody. Hopefully, your start to December has been awesome with those 2 extra days we had. We had a few hours finish up that 25% off after we got off our call last Monday, right? So it was a great kickoff to December. Snickerdoodle-lean. Hopefully, everybody's ordered theirs. If not, get in there and get them ordered. I'm going to talk to you tonight. It's not going to take long for sure, but when things for Jan and I get a little bit slow, if you want to say slow, or if they slow down and we start to think, oh, we got to do something, what we start talking about and what we start doing is reaching out and talking to our coach. It seems to be a common problem. And of course, both Jan and I are coaches. And I just started thinking back about what kind of things did we look for in coaches or in athletes and partners and so on. So when we started in this business and we had with our coach, we knew that we were going to need some coaching and we were going to have to kind of follow these 5 steps if we were going to be really start chasing the things that we wanted to chase with this business opportunity. And man, what a fantastic business opportunity we have, right? So what the first thing, and there's 5 things. So number 1, the first thing that you would do would be to ask for feedback. You control that way. You kind of control as the person being coached. You get to control the tempo of it, the timing of it, the scope of it, because you're asking things about your business that you want to grow. So when you're asking, the one thing that we find very, very helpful is that we ask and then listen and we take notes. The second thing, number 2, is to understand the feedback. Make sure that we're asking clarifying questions on the feedback that we're getting, especially if we're looking at areas that we feel like we need to change or improve on, or that we're looking for suggestions on. So ask questions. Again, take notes and listen. Number 3, the hardest thing that for us that seemingly comes along with that is to say thank you. Even when we don't agree with some of the things that we're hearing from our coach, we had to learn to say thank you, to be humble, to listen and say thank you. Because that will give us time to process the information, the feedback that we asked for. Thanks for the feedback. Because most of us don't like to be wrong, or most of us don't like to have our faults pointed out if we have any. But we're looking for help, right? And so rather than resisting, be humble and say thanks. The 4th thing, discover what we need to improve on. So seek ways to improve. So at the beginning of every month, we all set goals, right? And we send them off to our coaches. And then we look for our coaches to give us input, asking for that feedback, understanding the feedback, but seeing what we need to change. And the one thing that I find really is a little bit of self-coaching here goes a long way. Because as you look at your goals, if you take a snapshot, if you use a whiteboard like we do, just off to my left here is a whiteboard. We take a snapshot of that, we erase it clean, and then we write our goals for the month. And then we look at snapshot, and in your mind, you know all this, but if you look at the snapshot you took on your phone, you say, okay, did I just rewrite everything that I wrote down last month? Did I rewrite everything that I've written down for months on end? So we're looking for things to change. And again, that's why you're trying to be an open book to share with your coach so that you can become better coached. And the fifth thing that is the hardest for everybody, and I noticed this as a football coach for years and years and years, and the thing that most of us struggle with is welcoming the tough feedback. We all want that positive reinforcement, and coaches are going to give you that positive reinforcement. But sometimes we all need a little bit of tough feedback. Learning what we're not seeing. Maybe we're tunnel visioned on some certain things. Being open. Maybe interrupting our coach and making excuses. Well, but those kind of things. Very, very common for all of us, no matter, think about your job world. If your supervisor is pointing out something that they want to see done, yeah, but that's a tough one, right? For us to eliminate those kind of things, because we're looking for that input. And then really setting or resetting a plan. And then the final thing with that welcoming the tough feedback is the action steps. Putting into action, getting the feedback on what action steps can accomplish the mission that you went out to be coached for, coached about. The other thing about coaching that the approach that a lot of people don't take, because many of us get in this business and we're just used to a bunch of negative feedback from our bosses or our supervisors or our coworkers, is the fact that we gotta look, we just gotta be that open book and really take it in, and instead of saying, oh, that doesn't work for me, turn it into something that, how can I make this work for me? How can I take Christy's, Melissa's, Stacy's input, twist it into my attitude, my personality, and actually put it out there? And many of you on this screen, if not all, are very, very good at putting your twist so that it fits your personality, so that your audience knows that it's authentic, that you're coming to. And so getting on those coaching calls and getting with a coach is so important to do on a steady basis. And that being coachable, the one thing that I've noticed through all the years, the 38 years that I coach football, and the things that we feel that we brought to the table as people that were being coached is tell us the hard things. And that's one of the things that we just have to learn in this business, I think, because what are the hard things? The hard things are taking the feedback, in my opinion. That's just asking the proper questions, getting clarified for us, not just saying, yep, got it, yep, got it, yep, got it, but getting clarification so we can take action, because that's what we're all looking for, right? I am so excited about the fact that, we've got 3 weeks left in this year. It's crazy to think 2024 is almost done. And Oliver's announced it, Singular has announced that on January 3rd, we're going to hear something new about what's coming in the coming year. Everything's changing, right? So what do we have to do to become more coachable, more acceptable, and open-minded and humble to take in everything that we need to have, clear our minds by the end of the year, have a great ending to the end of the year, because I'm going to guess that Singular is going to have something for us at the end of the year, like we've had for all the 6 years that Jan and I have been around, to finish strong and jump into 2025, but do a little bit of self-assessing over the next 3 weeks as well. Look back at the good things you did, look back at the things that you want to improve on, get with your coach, have some conversations between now and the second quarter, because this is the end of the first quarter. If it didn't go the way you want, why? Those are just great coaching things to ask, the feedback you're looking for, and to get some input so that you can now do some self-coaching and self-assessments. With that, I want everybody to have a great rest of the year. I can't wait for the next few weeks of trainings coming. The finish strong of the first quarter, the first quarter of our 2025 Founders Club, number one. Number two, the second quarter of Singular coming up with all the new stuff coming in the brand new calendar year. It's just going to be awesome. So hopefully that you took some things away that might help as you run down the road, but I didn't want to take long because, man, it's the Christmas season. You got things to do. We got snickerdoodling to move. And we got points to get for Founders Club as we wrap up this first quarter. And I want you to think about all those things.
Great training. And we've got our X5 promo. Everybody needs to take home that $400. Nobody leaves money on the table at all. So I'm really excited about that. That was really good. Jan and Christy, do y'all have anything that y'all want to?
Yeah, I just want to share that the one thing I want to share, or two things actually. One is, we talk about keeping it simple. When you hear any coach talk about any athletic team, or if they're coaching someone with music talent, it's always the basics, practicing the basics so they become so second nature to you. So keep it simple and work on the basics. And then the other thing is, and again, going back to our coaching background, we had better success with the athletes that would share their goals with us. If I knew one of my athletes wanted to be an All-American, I knew what I could do with them in their training, because I could come back to, you told me you wanted to be an All-American. Be an All-American, this is what it's going to take, and I can get you there if you will let me coach you, if you will let me help you. Somebody's laid the plan for us. That's what Greg talked about. We get with our coach. The plan has been laid. People have gone before us and done the things to get to wherever it is that they're ambassador, executive, director, whatever it is. They've laid a plan in place. And so going to those people to find out, what did you do to get there? Help me get there. Tell me what I need to do. And the tough conversations, it's not always about criticism, and I think that sometimes we put that on our mind, that just because you have a tough conversation, somebody's criticizing you. I want someone to tell me if I'm doing something that I could just think about this. What if there's one thing that you could twist or switch, and that would make a difference of $5,000 a month to your family? Right? If that one thing is holding you back and you have a coach that would share that with you, and you could take your family's financial future to the next step, would you be willing to do that? So that's what I got.
Hey, you guys, what I want to say is, when we first started this, we had no tools, and I personally did not have anybody coaching me. I had to just figure it out. You guys have the world in the palm of your hands. We have all the stories, all the tools, all of the coaches that are so willing to help everybody. So great training, Greg. Make sure that you guys utilize that. Just help each other, set your goals for the rest of this month, but then start thinking about next year. Because when he just said we have 3 weeks left until next year, I was like, no way. I can't even believe it's that close. So start thinking about your goals for next year, but let's finish this month strong. Be ready for the end of the month because it's going to be exciting. And let's just blow into 2025. And I want everybody on that Founders Club trip on the next one, because I'm telling you, there's nothing like it. Being treated for you and a guest, all expenses paid, to a beach where usually it's cold at home. Veronica, no yawning on here. That's not nice, honey. I'm already tired enough. Sorry, I had to call you out because you're just right in front of my face. You know I love you. But really, you guys, set those goals and then do what you have to do. Stay focused, do what you have to do to reach them. I'm excited about the momentum we have. I'm excited about, all of the things that are coming. You guys, this is the best place to be. So great training, Greg. Go ahead, Melissa.
All right, guys. And then the last thing I want to say is we can come on here every week. We can inspire you. We can give you tools. But if you don't do the things, if you don't find that motivation within you, it's not going to happen. It's whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. It's up to you. Nobody's going to run your business for you. Throwing a post out is not going to get you maximum results. So you got to do the things that you're learning, implement them. And if you know what, if you are doing something and you're not seeing results, change it. Don't keep doing the same thing. If what you're doing is not working, switch it up, because we've still got a lot of month left in this month. We got a lot of days left, and anything is possible, but not if you keep in this like hamster wheel. If you keep doing the same thing and you're just going to go in circles, you've got to figure out what's going to work for you, and then you've got to do it. So I love you guys so much. Thanks for getting on. Thanks for investing in yourself in order to build your business. And I'm going to go ahead and declare Ephesians 3:20 over all of you. God is going to do exceedingly and abundantly more than we can think or ask, because we honor him. His blessings are going to chase us down and overtake us. You're in the right place at the right time, and I declare a boldness to rise up in each one of you. God is going to open supernatural doors. People are going to seek us out, and we're going to rise in the ranks because we give him the honor and the glory for it all. Love you guys.